Good morning, dear students. In the last video, we have seen about the nucleus, its nuclear membrane, nuclear pore, nucleolus, right? Now, in the nucleus, we have seen that two cell structures are present, and that is nucleolus and chromatin. So, what is this nucleolus and where it is found? Nucleolus is present in the nucleus. It may be one or more in number. When we see the nucleolus, which is present in nucleus, it may be either only one or it may be more in number. Depends on the organisms. The shape of the nucleolus, which is present in the nucleus, is spherical in shape, and it is not having a spatial membrane around it. In a nucleus structure, you have seen the little oval shape I have shown in the last video, right? It is nucleolus. It is spherical oval shape and it is not having any spatial membrane, outer covering of it. It contains RNA, ribonucleic acid, and proteins, which is a site for ribosome synthesis. Site, that means a place. So, nucleolus contains RNA. RNA's full form is ribonucleic acid. It is a nucleic acid which is having protein present on it, and that protein is a place where ribosomes are synthesizing. They are getting their protein from the RNA, ribosomes, right? Because they are the cell organelles which provides the protein to rest of the cell organelles. Nucleolus is also called the factory of ribosomes because ribosomes are getting replenished their proteins by the help of the RNA which are present on the nucleolus, and thus ribosomes are getting their protein from the RNA of the nucleus. So they are the manufacturer of the proteins, and so we can say that nucleolus is a factory of ribosomes. The next cell structure which was present in the nucleus was chromatin. If you have seen a thread like many threads which are tangled in each other, tangled, that means mixed with each other. When you people are walking with the friends, holding hands in hands with each other, then we can say that it is tangled one, right? To hold one thing with the other, another with the another, another with another. So see that figure which I have shown in the notes I have given, and I think so it is on the page number 14, right? And there you see that wire-like structures, hair-like structures, thin thread-like structures are mixed with each other, which we can say tangled. So chromatin is a tangled mass, and with that chromatin is the nucleolus which I have talked about. So chromatin is a tangled mass of thread-like material inside the nucleus. Mass, that means it is a bulk in a amount, not one or two, but they are more in number. So bulk in an amount. So they are a mass, tangled. Tangled, that means which is one within other, other within other, all together, and thread-like. Chromatin is made up of DNA, that was ribonucleic acid. Here it is deoxyribonucleic acid, DNA, right? Also with proteins, RNA with proteins and DNA with proteins. DNA is the storehouse of genetic information. The protein which is present along with DNA that stores the genetic information. What is genetic information? It is a material which helps the cell to carry and pass on genetic information from one generation to the next generation of the cells. Genetic information, it means information which is resembling from parents to the daughter cells, right? That means the parents' genes is connected with the daughter genes, and so when a child is taking birth, then you would have heard about people saying it resembles to the father, it resembles to the grandmother, our child is resembled to the mother, because the genetic material of the parent is carried out by the cell, by the DNA, with help of the genes to the daughter cell, to the baby cells, right? And that is the genetic material. So DNA is the storehouse of the genetic information, which helps cell to carry and pass on genetic information from one generation to the next generation. Now, how this is carried out? By how the parent cell is divided into daughter cell. Then the main cell formation which takes place for it, that is because of the chromosomes. When a cell starts dividing, when cell gets mature, and when this starts getting dividing, the tangled mass of chromatin, right, the thread-like tangled mass of chromatin, this sets into long threads. When they get mature, now they will separate themselves from the tangling position, and they will be into the long threads, and finally they will form a rod-like structures which are called chromosomes. Chromosomes are little colored, and so the name is chromosomes. Chromo, as per the Greek language, color. Soma, that means body, colored body of a cell structure, that is chromosomes. Chromosomes are mainly composed of two components. One is the stretches of DNA and proteins. Mainly it consists the stretches of DNA, that means a rod-like formation of DNA along with the proteins. The stretches of DNA carry information necessary from protein synthesis, which are known as genes. DNA carries the genes, that means genes are the informative material, as I told here, that they carry from generation to generation. Genes are the functional units of DNA. Genes help DNA to do function, so it is called functional unit, and because of it, the genes are passing the messages, the hereditary metabolic functions from one generation to the next generation. So we can say that genes are also hereditary unit and DNA are the hereditary material. Genes will work as collecting the hereditary functions, and these hereditary functions are passed from generation to generation by DNA. So genes are unit and DNA are the material to pass that units. And as I told, that chromatin, which are tangled as a thread, now at the maturization they will separate in a long thread and become a pair of the rods, which is completely called chromosomes. And chromosomes then are rod-shaped thread-like structure with a size of 0.5 to 30 micrometer in length. It is the nucleus, and we are finding chromosomes in the nucleus, but it is not visible when the stage of the cell is immature. It is visible when the cell gets mature, that means at the time of cell division, right? So from a parent cell, when baby cell is going to take place, the maturization takes place. At that time only this chromosome is visible. Till then it is there in the nucleus, but not in the form of chromosome, it are in the form of chromatin thread. It has two arms called chromatids. When this chromatin separates into long thread and then take the structure of chromosomes, then what is chromosomes? A structure having two arms called chromatids joined at a narrow central area, that is centromere. So there is a centromere like this, and that thread-like structure which you have seen on page 14, those thread-like structure at the maturization gets separated as a long thread, and then they are joined to a center called centromere, and this type of chromatid two arms. This is chromatid press and this is chromatid press, one arm and another arm. And when this cell division divides, this completely chromatid press separates as a separate daughter cell. It will separate from here, and this complete will be one pair, this complete will be another pair. They will resemble to each other, and so then after cell division they will be called sister chromatide, right? And this further we will see in the cell division process, that is mitosis and meiosis, right? So this is what a nucleus is having in it. Nucleus is having nucleolus, chromatin, and chromatin on maturization becomes chromosomes, which are further responsible for the process of the cell division, right? Now next video we will start with cell organelles like endoplasmic reticulum, mitochondria, ribosomes, lysosomes, Golgi apparatus, vacuoles, plastids, right? And this is how the complete functioning of the body takes place with the help of all these organelles that we will be discussing in the next video. By the time, thank you.